right, in our checkup, there is an urgent warning. This is from the FDA regarding weight loss products that were sold online. The warning is they could kill you if you consume them. It doesn't get more serious than that. These products in question have toxic yellow oleander in them. Some of the concerns on the labels of the products are things that you should be looking for on the labels. Nuez de la India, India nuts for weight loss, slimming seeds, India seeds for weight loss, or diet seeds. So that's what you should watch for. The products, many were sold online through third-party platforms, and that includes very popular ones. We're talking about Amazon, Walmart, and eBay. Joining me now to talk more about this, Dr. Steven Stites, Chief Medical Officer at the University of Kansas Health System. Boy, this is a scary warning. What is yellow oleander, and why is it so dangerous?
You know, it's another substance that can cause significant problems for your heart attack, blood vessels, and other things, for your heart and blood vessels. And so the problem with these things is they're not regulated by the FDA. And what happens is that people can put things into the products, which, by the way, may be effective. It may help you lose weight. It may also help you lose your life.
Okay, so what is it about this product, and what are the symptoms that people, if they've taken it, should be concerned about?
Right. I think if you start having symptoms like you're having a heart attack, or you feel like you're having really high blood pressure, or you may begin to lose consciousness, you have trouble moving your body, like you're having a stroke, heart attack, or other problems, you may even feel like you kind of have a creepy crawlies throughout your body. And when those things happen, you need to get help, because there's probably one of the products in some of these over-the-counter drugs.
And is it a result of prolonged use, or even after taking it once, could you run these risks?
Yeah, I think the answer is yes, right? There's both the toxic effect that occurs over time with this and other products, and this also can happen even after one time.
So what is your message to people who have struggled with some of the traditional ways to lose weight through a balanced diet and exercise, and are looking for something extra that may help? What is the overall warning when they start to seek out these types of treatments?
The answer is do it with someone who knows what they're doing. And the problem is the internet doesn't really know what it's doing on this. And rather, what you're better off doing it is with your physician. Now, there are drugs now that work and look pretty effective for weight loss. Do they have some side effects? Yeah, they do. Most medications have some side effects. However, ending your life is not usually one of the side effects. And so I think it's a much better plan if you work with someone who's really specialized in this area, knows how to go about it, knows the side effects of the medication, knows what medications you're on, knows what your other health challenges are, and as a result, can help you stay safe while you're trying to lose weight. Losing weight, great idea, great objective. We have come into an age now where we have enough different choices of medications that you can have as a prescription medication. You can do this in a much more safe way.
Right, when you live through your treatment. And speaking of life, Dr. Stites, researchers are saying that they're getting closer to extending the lifespan of people. It comes in the wake of a successful transfer of longevity genes from some mole rats to mice by scientists at the University of Rochester. The rats are interesting to scientists because of their lengthy lifespans and resistance to age-related diseases. Biologists in this particular study introduced one of their genes that helps with cellular repair into mice. So far, the gene has improved the health of the mice and led to a 4.4% increase in their median lifespan. The goal, they say, next is to transfer this benefit to people. What do you make of this study?
Well, you know, my wife always thought sometimes I look like a mole rat. So I don't know if I want that association anymore. Yeah. No, here's the thing. What we know is there's this, in our genes, at the end of the gene are these little codons that kind of they sort of like a stop sign or a traffic light, and they turn some things off, they turn other things on. What the mole rat has is the ability to turn off things that are going to cause cancer and some other diseases. So if you could take that gene, you could get that into the human genome, and you could maybe accomplish the same thing. It's a big stretch still to get from there to here about this whole concept of living longer. But there is good science underneath this, especially because we already know these telomeres, as we say, sometimes they do slow our life expectancy, and they are partly responsible for some of the changes we have as we age.
So you're saying there's a chance. Really interesting study, so one to follow. Finally, there's a new poll that found many parents are concerned that their kids will inherit unknown genetic conditions. There was some data gathered by one poll on behalf of 23andMe and found that 82% of parents had this concern about the risk of conditions because they don't know about their family's health history. What's the important takeaway of this conversation and some of these concerns?
we're in a new age of medicine. What's happening is that we are now looking not just at drugs work across a big population. We're looking at see what genetic profiles do they work for best and cause a few side effects. So increasingly, your genetic profile is going to determine the kind of therapy and treatment you have to help you live your best life.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.